What's going on, everybody? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Titans issue number 25. I'm so sorry I'm super late on some of these comic book videos and just kind of videos in general this week. Post G-Fest, I did do a few live streams on some channels and all that, but I've been busy as can be the last week or so. I am going to be working on that G-Fest vlog that I kind of recorded some stuff for, and I still got to do a little bit of voiceover, I think, for it. But you know what? I'm just going to just kind of throw something together and probably add in some voiceover afterwards. I don't exactly know what I'm going to 100% do, but you know what? I'm going to do my best to kind of put that together. But anyways, that's topic for another day. This is the Titans comic book review. I've actually had a few people like, hey, what's going on, man? You're a little bit late on some of these videos, but here you go. Here's the video. Sorry again. I'm usually a lot faster with some of this stuff, but alas, here we are with Titans issue number 25. This looks to be the conclusion of this first Pete Woods arc. I mean, is it the conclusion? It feels like he's been kind of working on it since the beginning. I don't know, like the first kind of big story section, because I know we're going to be going into DCKO, which I saw like the solicitations for. It's going to be like this fighting tournament coming up, and the Titans book will be kind of tied into that. But this is Bad Blood. This one's written by John Layman, artwork by Pete Woods, and yeah, it's just basically Deathstroke and his cronies going off against the Titans. We saw Vanadium kind of join their side the last issue. We have the Clock King involved, we have Mammoth, we have Killer Frost, and we do kind of see that there is some manipulation that's been going on. Why did all of a sudden she kind of switch sides? And even Starfire's like, this isn't really you, and she's like, oh crap, I have been kind of manipulated. And then Vanadium, who kind of switched sides in that too, to join up with Deathstroke. Terra's on his side, and you know, Slade is proven time and time again to just be an awful person, and Terra is just kind of a complete moron. Even at the end of the issue, she's like, you abandoned me again, Slade. Like, no shit, Terra. Like, what did you think was going to happen? This happens all the time. Like, do you think we could learn from now? But I guess not. So Gar's there. He seems to have some old feelings for Terra. Talks about how she was his first love, even though I think there was somebody else who kind of came before that, because this run implies, oh yeah, the new Teen Titans run was all like that it seemed. Well, if that was all the case, then why didn't this happen, this, and then this? And I don't know, continuity with DC Comics is like, are we actually pulling from this? Are we kind of like giving a broad idea of that? I don't exactly know, but we kind of flash like back a little bit to earlier and how they're going to come up with an effective strategy to kind of defeat Slade and everybody else. And Beast Boy is ultimately the one to kind of figure things out, because, you know, like he's apparently like the strategist of everything. He thinks things out. But eventually, like, they kind of realize, okay, let's kind of distract things. Let's take out the Clock King, since he's the one that seems to be the most protected, because you take him out of commission, and then the rest should just kind of fall into place. Even at one point, Donna's like, I think we really hit on something big thanks to you, Beast Boy. It does feel a little bit like they're kind of glazing Gar a little bit much, but you know what, sometimes different characters come up with different things, so it's not too big a deal for me. Gar's there, like Raven kind of takes control or takes on Clock King or whatever. You see some of his narration about how Raven's really cool, which I do agree, Raven is pretty awesome. It'd be amazing if she could do things more on her own at sometimes instead of having you around, Gar, but hey, you know what, it is what it is. Eventually, like I said, they're kind of able to break free some of the characters. Vanadium kind of joins back on their side just slightly after Cyborg trusts her with something to showcase, you know, his trustworthy nature. Everything seems to be falling apart, and then Slade kind of just bails, and then Terra is just like, Slade, no, do not do this. I let you use me again. Yeah, no shit, Terra. Like, how many times do you have to learn this lesson? Slade has showcased over and over again, he is a terrible person. He has used you countless times. Like, why would you even join up with him in the first place? I gotta get revenge on the Titans. Slade was the one who betrayed you the most. The Titans were generally like good people, but you're the one who joined up with it. It just, time and time again, she proves to showcase like just stupidity, and I'm just like, oh my god, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, and it just never happens. Maybe this will be the time that they actually do something with it, where she actually has to kind of like come to terms with everything she's done and finally realize that her abuser is a bad person. Even at the beginning, she was like angry at him. And we also had that whole Shadow War thing a few years ago about like what Slade and Net did with that, and her brother was against it. But, you know, I guess, are we going to bring that up ever again? I don't know. But yeah, so they're able to kind of stop him. Basically, Terra is kind of hurt at the end of the issue, and Gar's just like, we got to do something. She's not going to make it unless we do something. Hello, Raven has healing powers. Why doesn't she do something? And and even Nightwing's like, we need to play the smart beast, so we don't know untrustworthy, not to mention unpredictable. You're still Nightwing. You still want to help people, even if they were kind of villainous. And he just kind of seemingly ignores that a little bit. So, but Donna just kind of was like, no time to debate this. She used to be one of us. That alone is reason to help her, or try at least. For now, take her to Mercy Hall. We'll figure out the rest later. I mean, Raven could try to heal her, but you know what would have been interesting? Because they're going to try and showcase a more jealous side of Raven, I'm sure, and it's going to go back and forth in this thing. But then it's also going to be like, you're actually my true love, Raven. I have no feelings for Terra or whatnot. That's just going to be something stupid like that, probably. But yeah, Terra is kind of kept in some sort of chamber to be kind of healed in a while. It kind of looks like those things from Dragon Ball Z, like when the Saiyan, like, healing pods or whatever. So there's that. She's going to have time to kind of think for her thoughts. But the Titans still ultimately do try to help her. But it's like we kind of forgot that Raven has healing power. She could have saved her life right there on the spot or something. But hey, it is what it is. But that's the conclusion of the arc. And it looks like the next one's going to be a Cyborg and Beast Boy one. So I guess we're back to focusing on Beast Boy and all that again, too. So, yeah, all things considered, it's not a terrible issue or anything. There's some kind of cool action mixed in with the issue and all that other stuff. I mean, we actually did get more of an explanation why Killer Frost was back to doing this thing. It's like, weren't we just doing all these things, just like all that, but now this? But okay, there's a manipulation aspect, and Mammoth seems to be there, and now Terra's there. I mean, why she didn't think, oh, Slade betrayed me again. Well, no shit. Like, does that all the time. It's like, come on. Does anybody learn anything in these books? It's not like there's like a true redemption or anything for these characters that have happened to really showcase a change and then falling for it. But hopefully that this is the last time she falls for Slade stuff. I mean, she wanted to, like, she was pretty angry at him at the beginning, but I don't know what's going to happen. Was she going to, like, talk to her brother Geostorm at some point? Remember when he initiated all that stuff to kind of, like, force the Al Ghuls and Deathstroke and that to go to war with each other back in Shadow War a few years ago? Are we going to kind of connect to that or whatnot? I don't exactly know. We'll see what they do. I mean, like I said, this issue arc and all that was just kind of all right to me. Nothing terrible or anything like that. I do kind of throw little jabs here and there, but that's just kind of like some of my inherent bias in some ways towards some of the stuff they've done in the past, I guess. But, or maybe it's not. I don't know. It is whatever. But yeah, I mean, this is a totally okay issue. A few questions here and there, but nothing downright awful or anything like that. It's just, you know, kind of like a straightforward comic book of Titans fighting bad guys. Not much else to say there. I will be curious to see what they do with the whole Terra angle, because I actually think that could have made it a little bit more interesting. Maybe Raven refused to heal her or something. Like, you could have thrown that in there, because like I said, Raven has her empathic healing abilities that seem to be kind of forgotten about at the end of the comic book. But hey, I guess we'll just throw in Mercy Hall because it was life or death. So hey, who knows? But I would like to see them actually try to reform Terra as a character, because again, she has a darker side to her for sure, but there's a lot of manipulation from Deathstroke and all that, like, encompassing in it too. So I wouldn't mind them actually trying to attempt to do something good with that. So we'll see if they actually do. That'll probably create some sort of tension between Beast Boy and Raven, I assume, in this book. I mean, you can even see her, Raven, kind of glaring, like, why is he holding her like that? That son of a bitch should be holding me at all times because I can't do anything on my own. Sorry. Yeah, but all things considered, totally serviceable issue. Nothing downright, like, that just made me angry or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm just kind of reading Titans just to read it at this point. So I am wondering if DC will relaunch, like, Teen Titans at some point, because, I mean, I feel like these people are just, I mean, yeah, like, when New Teen Titans came out, it was, like, revolutionary for the time and all that. I'm not trying to take shots in it, but a lot of this stuff happened when they were a lot younger. Now they're, like, I feel like they're, what, like, pushing, they got to be pushing, like, mid to late 20s at this point, and it feels like they're still living their glory high school years. Like, can we just push forward a little bit? I remember when they were trying to, like, be the new Justice League, which, again, in itself didn't really make much sense why the Justice League would step down after, like, a crisis, but it felt like they got a little bit more, like, stakes in things. But now it just feels like we're just kind of reliving, like, our past again, so our glory days. But who knows, maybe we'll get some new interesting stuff in future arcs and all that. So yeah, those are my quick bridled thoughts on the issue. What did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to your channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. I got, like, 2 other comic books I'm going to be reviewing today. I have basically 7 from this week, so I'm going to do, like, the 3 videos today, then I'll probably tackle, like, 2 tomorrow, and then I'll do, like, the remaining 2 on Tuesday probably, just to finally be caught up with everything. So look forward to all of that stuff. All right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.